Hello, everyone, and we are back again with some bad, bizarre, and just plain baffling book covers. Oh boy, and here's one we're starting off with today, one that I don't own, but I was looking online for more of these, and, well, doesn't that, oh jeez, of all the things from the movies, they chose that. Now, let's just say you've never seen a Planet of the Apes film. What are you going to get from that? You're gonna think it involves a romance between a man and an ape? But it really doesn't work. In what way is that philosophy related? Uh, uh, oh, oh, good lord. But how about we just move on to things that I do own so we can compare covers? Okay, let's go. Starting off, we have something from Alexandre Dumas, The Three Musketeers, and yes, that is my copy, and it looks very dignified, doesn't it? Now let's take a look at this. It just looks like some movie poster, doesn't it? But let's hold on, because I've got more. And now, Vexen Classics makes us ask the question, what the side race asks? Well, clearly it's a painting, but in what way does that relate to the Three Musketeers? Oh, good lord, can someone explain to me? This just to get some horny bastard to read? It must be, but, this isn't all I've got. Now, how about this one? It's not so bad. That picture down below isn't so bad. You can argue one of the hands belongs to Athos and or to Porthos and to Aramis, and obviously the fourth one would be D'Artagnan, but what in God's name is that at the top? Why the musical notes, the rainbow, and why in God's name does the Three Musketeers have to be in rainbow? I just don't understand. This looks very amateurish. The previous one had you asking, what were they thinking? And now we're all just wondering what publishing house put out this cover. It's the most amateurish thing? Well, maybe not. We might see more like this. Next is something from Washington Irving. The Legend of Sleepy Hollow and Other Stories, or as known by its original title, The Sketchbook of Geoffrey Crayon, Gentleman. Now, what do you say about this ebook cover? Oh Lord, isn't that something? Just, no, really, it's abstract. And I will put on record that my copy, due to Rip Van Winkle and The Legend of Sleepy Hollow both originating from the sketchbook of Geoffrey Crayon, Gentleman, it, yeah, you get the idea. Obviously, the stories are in there, but this just looks lazy. Why do you get only two of the stories, but not any of the others? And yeah, this abstract thing, it doesn't look as dignified as the one on the left, as the copy I actually own now, does it? Yes, well, after that brief visit to America, we might cover more books. well, more specifically, more classics from there, because I don't know where the Planet of Apes philosophy book originated from, but yes, especially something from Dumas. In this case, The Count of Monte Cristo, using the portrait of a man as the cover. Meanwhile, we have uh something that looks better suited for a gardening book. What? I just don't understand this, but I'll be even less understanding about what is to come. Well, now, what do you have to say about this? Yes, this fits perfectly. This looks like some heroic fantasy, not some 19th century revenge story. Oh, good lord. And we've seen this before, this specific publisher. Seriously, I don't know. I don't really read a lot of ebooks. They just seem, I don't know, but I just like to hold an actual book in my hand a lot of the time. Of course, I do read things on the Internet Archive also, but this looks cheaply done and makes absolutely no sense if you have any familiarity with the original story. Oh boy, let's move on. And now we make a return to something I covered in my first video, if I'm not mistaken. Wuthering Heights with less, what? Please, someone explain this to me. Wuthering Heights is a story that begins in, well, um, framing device aside, it begins in the Georgian period and ends in the Victorian era. Oh, good lord, look at this. This is just cheaply made. Just what happened? Did someone just go out and take a picture of a random bicycle leaning against a building? That has to be what happened, right? Well, we've got more Wuthering Heights, so, get ready. I told you to get ready, and we're just left even more baffled. What? What are we looking at? What is this? A bunch of letters? The number five? Some. I'm sorry, but I'm not overly familiar with East Asian lettering. Is that Chinese, Japanese, Korean? Is it Mongolian? What does any of this have to do with Wuthering Heights? And next up we have this, because apparently I don't know, Twilight was big, and for some reason, books were being done in the style of Twilight covers. Oh, good lord. I remember seeing a Romeo and Juliet one at the dollar store, which I can't even say that's where such covers belong. I remember once touching uh, the movie adaptation of Twilight when I was looking through the bargain bin at Walmart for DVDs. Why was I expecting to find anything? I don't know. There's very rarely anything good there, but I touched Twilight, pulled it out, realized what I was holding, and just went, unclean, unclean, as if I had, oh, been infected with leprosy. But, oh, good lord, I'm pretty sure there's another to look at. Next up, we have Liz, and it looks, uh, much happier than it should be. I mean, yes, the story ultimately has a happy ending, but, um, I'm sorry? What? I'm very much baffled. This doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. Um, but, yeah, it doesn't really fit the mood of the story. Okay, after a quick check, that is all of the Wuthering Heights. I thought we had a bit more. Anyway, carrying on. Next up, we have the work around a work of H.G. Wells. Specifically, we're focusing on the time machine here. Yes, this is the one I own from Signet Classics, and yes, that makes perfect sense, or at least it should. Meanwhile, this from Penguin Classics, and what am I looking at here? Is that a giant gem or crystal with a ladder? I, what? I, what? Winner of the cover design challenge on Work of Art by Bravo. If that's the winner, then I'd hate to see who the losers were. This really just makes absolutely no sense. Oh, for goodness sake. Is that supposed to be in the time machine? I just can't make sense of it. Anyway, let's, move on, presuming that there aren't any other time machine covers. Yes, it is. So, yeah, let's carry on. So, carrying on, we have a brief return to the works of William Shakespeare with A Midsummer Night's Dream. uh, a woman in a red t-shirt. I've seen my fair share of productions of the works of Shakespeare. I've seen a production of A Midsummer Night's Dream where there's a framing device, it being a backyard wedding, wedding held in someone's backyard. And no, at no point did the sprinklers activate, causing a. Yes, well. Certainly didn't happen, now did it? And it doesn't really make any sense. I'm sorry, but where I've seen my fair share of productions, as I've said. I've seen some modern dress productions, but what? Okay, definitely the Woods, but no Puck, no Oberon, no Titania, no Bottom. Oh dear, it just makes no sense. Anyway, let's carry on. Now for something a bit more modern. The Princess Bride by William Goldman. Now, I'll say this is a bit of a bad book cover. I mean, look at this. Look at it. At this point, Rusty is supposed to be the man in black, not the man in mostly black. I mean, look at that. He's wearing a green shirt. It's absurd. It's a lie. It's horrendous. But hold on to that. Yes, well, what do you say about that? No, really, what's going on? That's what am I even looking at? It makes no damn sense. It doesn't, nothing like that happens in the story, but this it must have been for a completely different book. It looks, I don't know, something, it's like something from some erotic horror novel. But, no, this isn't the only one I've got for The Princess Bride. Just wait and you'll see. Well, what do you say about that? Oh my lord. Yes, really, what do you say about this? Ugh. So, Buttercup is a ghost, apparently, if we want to take the, transparentness into account, and then you just have Wesley running around shirtless in overalls, and, um, is that Peter Cook as Richard III? I mean, clearly it's not him when he was in Blackadder, but still, it looks vaguely Peter Cook-ish, and Richard was portrayed as a hunchback, so I don't know. Both of these are pretty bizarre in their own right, but I'd say this one might be even more so. And now it's back to the classics. Robinson Crusoe by Daniel Defoe. And from Vexen Classics, we have, well, clearly something from a painting that is not in any way related to Robinson Crusoe. Oh my lord. Yeah, if you thought the Three Musketeers one was odd, well, clearly you're starting to see a theme. Yes, a theme. Oh boy, just wait till you see what we have next. So, here we are, making our return to Pride and Prejudice with this. That is the painting of Lady Godiva. What? That's not that's not Regency period. That's hmm. That that yeah. Well, don't get too worked up now. I have plenty of Pride and Prejudice. For instance, let us look at this. The Lady Godiva painting might have been inaccurate, but it was still more dignified than this. Formatted for e-readers, good lord, why do the e-books always have the inappropriate covers? Well, not inappropriate in that meaning, but not exactly appropriate for the setting or whatnot. What is this? This looks like some uh good time on the farm. Not anything to this looks like a oh jeez, just good lord. I uh uh. And this isn't the only one. There's more than two, unfortunately. Oh, and isn't this just worse? What? I don't. What is this? Is this. What's this taken from? Some teen soap opera thing? Good lord. I just don't know. It's. Oh, seriously. I don't know. Just. Uh, this is not Pride and Prejudice. It's. Hmm. Oh, let's, move on. Oh, and isn't that just awful? Who, seriously, are these, who are these covers for? They can't be for anyone who actually wants to read the book. Ugh, 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 ugh. I just don't understand it at all. The people who do these covers clearly do not understand the assignment any more than the person who approves them. I look at this and I wonder why. Nothing else, just why. Now we return once more to Frankenstein. My copy looking very dignified, and the Vexen Classics version using a cover that just makes you wonder what the sideways ass. Does the painting work? No. I do have the well, I should say that Penguin does do audiobooks and well, I can't exactly say what the painting is that was used, but I can assure you it's more dignified and more appropriate than this. Seriously, what are they thinking? Why? I'm not opposed to the use of classical art, but very much in this case, very much. Moving on, back to America, we have, well, a bit of Edgar Rice Burroughs' Barsoom, but let's just start with this for now. Specifically, A Princess of Mars, and that looks like a rough draft or a sketch. What? Are you joking? That doesn't look like a finished product. Oh, but let's hold on to that thought because I have something Completely mind-boggling. Yes, we have less. Oh, for goodness sake. Less is not Deja Thoris. That's Disney's version of Snow White. What? Look, I know Disney has produced adaptations of Burroughs' work, but no one in their right mind is going to mistake. No one in their right mind is going to think that is someone other than Snow White. That's no one's going to think that's Deja Thoris. Oh my lord. Ugh. Anyway, the Gods of Mars. Let's move on. Now, in all fairness, this looks far more finished, but it looks like you know, missing a scene to be in, a background. It's like a character design was sent in and nothing more. Oh boy. Yeah, it's yeah, these just look like character designs that were sent in. That Snow White one excluded. But yeah, let's move on to another of the Barsoom stories, one that is not included in this collection of the first three. Moving on to book four of the Barsoom series, we have Fluvia Made of Mars, and mine isn't exactly fantastic, but again, um, yeah, need a bit more than just a character. Need a background, generally need a scene. Here's something I haven't been pointing out, but why is Edgar Rice Burroughs' name in lowercase? What? I I don't understand. I just don't. It's oh good lord, and I don't know. This design for Thuvia does not look great. It looks like um pretty run of the mill. Uh, uh, fantasy slash science fiction, science fantasy, female in distress, but still has a way to protect herself. But unfortunately, Edgar Rice Burroughs' name is covering the knife. Oh my lord. I just, yeah, let's move on. Finishing up on something I do not own, we have this perfectly mind-boggling cover. Cathedral Cities of Spain, and yet it's a red-eyed tree frog that is the cover. Let me reiterate. We have an amphibian that is native to Central and South America as the cover image of a book titled Cathedral Cities of Spain. What? Oh my god. Hmm. Certainly something to end on, isn't it? It just makes no sense. It's not like there aren't any photographs of such cities, so why, in God's name, do we get a red-eyed tree frog for this? Ugh, ugh. But anyway, that would be all. Certainly have covered a lot of very strange covers, haven't we? We've had the bad, we've had the bizarre, and we've just had the plain mind-boggling. Anyway, I'll see you all next time. See ya!